everybody. In this video we're going to take a look at how to defeat the Act 2 boss, the Champ, using a watcher that is at unlock level 3. The current deck that I'm using is actually more of a trash mob deck than it is an elite encounter deck, and certainly a boss one. I took a unique route in going with 3 judgment cards. It's helpful for getting through taking out that last little bit of damage on various enemies and certain elites. When you get to group fights, it works really well on them. Unfortunately, Mr. Champ here has a lot of health, so those are essentially going to be poor draws coming in. They're going to be a waste of a card every single time. There's not really much I can do about him. Playing this doesn't do anything unless it's successful. So it's kind of 3 wasted cards in my deck, but it also gives me a chance when he does get to 40 or possibly 30 that I can finish him off at that point. Aside from this, I don't have much else in my deck besides strikes and defends, with the exception of a couple of follow-up for a little bit extra damage. Otherwise, there's nothing that spectacular. I do have 2 flurry of blows in there, and a couple of miscellaneous enter and exit stance. My tactic for beating him in this run here is ultimately going to be just stance control. So I have a couple of really nice things going for me. First and foremost, I use Jiria for the very first time here, and I actually spent all of my campsites buffing it up to 3 strength, so that's extra damage throughout the entire thing. And because he spends so much time puffing out his chest and buffing himself up, this Damaru is actually going to trigger in this fight. There's no way that this fight will be done before 10 turns, so I'm going to get into Divinity, and once we get into Divinity, this guy should be toast at that point. Aside from that, there's not really a lot that's good for me here. I healed right before the fight 25. That got me to 75 out of 82. I have a fairy in a bottle as a backup, so we should be perfectly fine. Stance control here, as well as power card. Power card is going out right away because I want to have whatever power card it is, and hopefully it's a good one. Not a ton of good ones, I guess. I mean, Smite is great and all, but it does cost energy. And I don't know how much time I'm going to spend in Calm. The 5 block would be nice, and I don't do a ton of scrying, so I feel like in this fight here, it's all about killing him. Smite seems like the best option, plus it retains. I think it's going to be a good play. Alright, so getting things started, do I want to go into Wrath right away? I don't necessarily want to waste my potion to do so. I would love to be in Wrath right now and take 20, 29, 38 damage right off the bat. However, it's too risky to waste my potion needlessly. So we'll save it. We'll save my miracle. Hopefully we get a defensive turn where I can play my my power card and get some miracles back. Collect here. It's not a power card, but you get the idea. Alright, so I have to block. Definitely am going to go into Calm. So Flurry of Blows, great one. Every time I change stances, I'm going to get that card back. So we can go Flurry of Blows. At this point here, do I want to go back and forth and back and forth? Probably, but Crescendo, I mean, it exhausts. So once this is gone, then I'm stuck with basically 1 Wrath card. But we do need to kill him, so let's play it. There comes Flurry of Blows. Let's play Smite. Then Miracle. And get our Calm. Flurry of Blows one more time. Now, ideally, I would have loved if he was on defense this turn, because I like to play Collect. Now I'm going to have to wait an entire deck cycle to get this back, because this here's a great card to have out there. to me is more important to get the damage out on him. So he's at 75% health now. I think that's a big necessity in terms of taking him down. All right, so stance changes are going to be great. So if I play Flurry of Blows, they're both in my discard. I can use Indignation. Let's see if I look at the empty stance here. I'll be able to get out of Wrath. So bring back both of my Flurry of Blows. Great. And then still can't use Judgment. I still have enough energy for everything here. Smite, yes please. Empty body to get out of my stance. Getting out of the stance is changing stance. It goes from a stance to no stance. So I get those back. And now he's down almost to half health. No point not scrying. I need the little bit of block that I'm going to get. Just have to have it. So discard the Curse. Consecrate I will take. And Empty Fist I will take. Both of those are good cards for doing damage. And then I think this here was the last of my Judgment cards, so those should be out of the rotation for now. Nope, there's still a Judgment Plus in there. So I got one waste card coming my way. Actually, it's this one right here. So now all three Judgments are out. So my deck should be looking pretty promising. Bunch of Defense, Eruption, all sorts of good stuff. The study, I really wish this would have came up in one of the first turns just to get the card draw. Card draw helps with your stance control all over the place. So it's great to have that, but you know, I didn't. So let's look at our turn here. Damage, 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 damage. All sorts of good damage, but no Wrath. He's not attacking. Now seems a perfect time to go into Wrath. Why, do you ask? Stance change. Flurry of Blows. Yes, please. Smite. Consecrate. Then we go Strike. And lastly, we're going to exit the stance. Take the higher of the two. Empty versus Empty Plus. One more time for Flurry of Blows, and we are sitting in a really good position. He's obviously going to start getting really upset. Here he is. I have a free shot, and he's gonna do his worst. He's gonna buff himself up, sort of a come at me, bro, if you will. All right, we can go back into stance again. He's not attacking this time. I do have a free shot at him. Into Wrath I go. Flurry, Flurry, follow up for energy, Smite, Strike, and he's dead on the next turn no matter what he does. And I should have called it from the beginning, but I honestly 100% expected to get into Divinity. This was a very good string of turns, and he just, you know, he's wasting too much time buffing up for this particular attack that he just let me pile it on, and now I can just rub it in and say see you later. So normally I think that fight usually will go 10 plus, but once you get up to that turn there, that's your deck check right there. If you can't absorb 40 damage or 20 damage or 30 damage, that's where your road ends. All right, so that is the champ. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave those below. Otherwise, we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. If you like this video, please show your continued support by hitting that like button, and be sure to check out both my YouTube channels for new content all the time. And always remember, peace is a lie, there's only passion. We'll see you next time.